wondering why there's a little word called Wellington in the middle of it, I'll explain more about it later on in the video. So the first principle is Metcalfe law. Metcalfe law is a foundational principle illuminating the exponential value accretion within network-centric business models. It postulates that the value of networks scales proportional to the square of the number of its connected users or nodes. This profound insight underscores how each incremental participant amplifies the network utility and strategic importance, driving unparalleled scalabilities and competitive advantage. That's why you have a simple equation of value equals N squared. This law manifests as a critical driver of market dominance and sustainable ROI across diverse sectors. Consider the strategic ecosystem of the industrial titans. Microsoft's enterprise software suite gains indispensable value with broader adaptation, creating powerful network effects for collaborations and integration. Similarly, you have Amazon Marketplace leveraging its vast seller and buyer network to generate significant economies of scale. Just a quick note, I have a community called Wellington. It's full of successful leaders, successful executor entrepreneurs that are all willing to make a legacy business. You have to be doing at least 500k ARR or have raised £1 million/dollars. Click the link in the description and you can apply to join the community. This is just a snippet of what you speak about in the community. It's so hard to be successful by yourself. You need like-minded people around you. It's so important. And a formidable competitive moat. Companies that master the cultivation and expansion of the interconnected user bases or partners ecosystem unlock exponential growth, translating directly into enhanced market capitalization and long-term shareholder value, as you can see per this graph. So how do you implement building networks effect? So translating Metcalfe law into actionable strategies, executive leadership can foster network effects that drive exponential value and sustainable competitive advantage. You can use this by platform strategy. This is where you develop ecosystem that seamlessly connects users and partners, acting as a central hub for interaction and transaction. Focus on ease of integration and user experience. You also have strategic partnership. Forge alliance with key players to create interconnected values chains, expanding reach and offering complementary service that enrich the overall network for all participants. Data network effect, where you leverage anonymized and aggregated user data to continually improve service quality, personalized experience, and generate valuable insights that benefit every user on the network. Then finally, you have the API strategy. Provide robust API, which APIs are the application program interface, to enable third-party developers and business to integrate with your platform, expand on its utility and overall network effect. Key metrics for success include network density, user engagement rates, and ecosystem revenue growth, all critical indicators for a strong network effect. The second law is Wilson's law. Wilson's law asserts that sustained competitive advantage stems not from serendipitous events, but from the deliberate convergence of rigorous strategic preparation and precisely timed market opportunity. It underscores that organizations continuously investing in foresight, adaptability, and core competency are uniquely positioned to leverage the emerging trends for exponential growth and maximize return on investment. Consider Apple's relentless investment in R&D and design, positioning it to dominate the smartphone market when mobile computing matured, or Amazon's foundational long-term infrastructure investment that enable its rapid scalability in e-commerce and cloud service like AWS. These examples from industry leaders demonstrate how proactive strategic positioning, underpinned by continuous development, translates directly into market leadership, robust scalability, and superior shareholder value, far exceeding purely reactive responses. So how do you implement these? To effectively leverage Wilson's law, executive leaders must adapt a proactive strategic preparedness framework, ensuring the organization is not only responsive, but anticipatory in its market approach. So you have to do scenario planning, Is where you develop diverse future market scenario to anticipate shifts, disruptions, and potential opportunity long before they materialize, informing strategic optionality. Capability building, proactively invest in critical core competencies, advanced technologies, and talent development, ensuring the organization is ready for future strategic demands. You also have market intelligence. This is where you establish robust early warning system for continuous monitoring of the market trend, competitive strategies, and emerging technological landscapes. Organization agility. This is where you cultivate a flexible organizational structure and culture that enables swift adaptation and rapid decisive response to both threats and opportunity. Success in this frame is measured by key performance indicators such as reduced time to the market for new initiatives and high strategic initiative success rate and an accelerated competitive response time. The third principle is maximizing executive impact. This is known as the 80-20 rule. You're probably all familiar with this rule. At the executive level, Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule is a fundamental strategic lens. It asserts that a disproportionate 80% of critical outcomes typically stems from a concentrated 20% of input. Whether those are strategic initiative, key clients, or core operational drivers. This principle underscores the profound leverage available in identifying and optimizing high impact drivers. Leading organizations and successful entrepreneurs consistently apply this insight to unlock competitive advantage, driving significant ROI and ensure scalable growth. Rather than diffusing resources, the focus shifts to rigorous identifying the vital few that yield exponential returns across all facets of the enterprise. Strategic portfolio, 20% of the product line or key account often generates 80% of the total revenue and margin. Strategic divestment or hyper focus on this core can dramatically boost profitability and market share. For example, Apple focus on a refined product ecosystem. Operational excellence, 20% of process optimization can eliminate 80% of inefficiencies, driving operational savings and improving time to market, just like Toyota lean manufacturing principles. Talent development, identifying and nurturing the top 20% of talent can yield 80% of the innovation and leadership capacity critical for future growth. So how do we implement this? Executive leaders can harness Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, to significantly enhance strategic impact and drive superior organizational performance by deliberately focusing resources on high-level activity. For example, portfolio analysis. Rigorously identify the top 20% of the product line, customer segment, or strategic initiative that contribute to 80% of the revenue, profit, or market share. You then have resourceful reallocation. Systematically shift capital, human resources, and operational focus from low impact areas towards a vital few initiatives yielding the greatest returns. Talent concentration, prioritizing the development, mentorship, and empowerment of the top performing individuals and team who disproportionately drive innovation and execution across the enterprise. Finally, you have process optimization. This is where you streamline core processes by identifying and eliminating 80% of tasks or steps that deliver minimum value, thereby boosting efficiency and accelerating outcomes. Success in strategy resources optimization is measured by metrics such as demonstrable ROI improvement, enhanced resource efficiency ratio, and increased performance concentration indices, validating the impact of focus effect. Principle number 4, strategic reliances and adaptive advantage. At an executive level, the concept of strategic reliance posits that operational friction or unforeseen market shift, often perceived as setbacks, can serve as critical catalysts for organizational redirection and competitive advantage, rather than fixating on absolute perfection or isolated failures. Visionary leaders recognize these junctions as pivotal opportunity to recalibrate strategy, optimize resource allocation, and uncover disruptive innovation. This principle is not about empowering a culture that embraces adaptive learning, understanding that as seamlessly minor deviation can avert a more significant strategic misstep or unlock an entirely new, high profitable pathway. Consider how a project's early pivot initially seems as a delay can lead to a more scalable solution with a higher ROI, akin to how industry leaders leverage pilot program failures to refine core products. By actively interpreting these moments as intelligence, CEOs can drive agility, enhance competitive positioning, and ensure long-term organizational viability and growth. To implement strategic resilience, executive leaders must architect systems that transform setback into opportunity. This involves embedding proactive mechanism for learning, adaptation, and continuous innovation throughout the organization. Failure analysis framework systematically extract granular insights from operational setback and market shift, transforming them into actionable intelligence for future strategy. Pivot protocol establish clear, rapid course correction and mechanism and decisive pathways, enabling swift strategic adjustment in response to emergent data. Innovation labs create autonomous, safe space for controlled experimentation and disruptive concept development, fostering a culture of calculated risk-taking, cultivating an organizational mindset that views adversity as a long-term imperative, promoting psychological safety and continuous adaptive growth. Key metrics for success include the reduced recovery time for disruption, a high pivot success rate, and a robust innovation pipeline strength, demonstrating the organization's capacity to thrive amidst change. The Pygmalion effect. The Pygmalion effect is a potent psychological phenomenon where elevated expectation drives superior performance, significantly impacting organizational efficacy and competitive advantage. For astute leaders, this translates into critical strategic imperative, fostering an environment where high expectations, both self-imposed and communicated to teams, becomes a catalyst for extraordinary results. This principle is not merely about morals, it's a foundational level for unlocking latent talent, accelerating innovation, and cultivating high-performance culture that consistently exceed strategic objectives. By continuously setting ambitious benchmarks and projecting unwavering confidence in their team capabilities, executives can engineer a self-fulfilling prophecy of success, leading to demonstrable ROI through enhanced productivity, market leadership, and scalable growth. Communicate ambitious yet attainable goals, establishing clear performance benchmarks, and inspiring vision for collective success. Leadership development. Equip managers with essential coaching skills to foster growth, provide constructive feedback, and inspire peak performance within their teams. Implementing programs that celebrate achievement. It's so important to celebrate achievement, acknowledge consistent effort, and reinforce a growth mindset across all organizational levels. Performance coaching. Establish continuous feedback loop and structure the development opportunities that guides individuals towards their highest potential. Success is cultivating such a culture is quantifiable through metrics like increased employment engagement scores, demonstrably higher performance improvement rates, and elevated leadership effectiveness indices, ensuring sustainable competitive advantage. Anyways, this is my first time doing this PowerPoint method. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of format. YouTube algorithms are extremely good. Wherever they suggest here, I would advise you to click.